Welcome. My name is Dan Rice and I am the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Ohio Erie Canalway Coalition. And I would like to extend my gratitude to each and every one of you for your continued generous support for the Ohio Erie Canalway, the Towpath Trail, and connector trails. Working together, we are truly creating a legacy for future generations.
And I'm Jeff Harold, Chair of the Board. On behalf of the Ohio and Erie Canalway Coalition's Board of Directors, welcome to the 2023 Canal Boat Captain's Ball, honoring Theresa Carter of Synthomer Foundation. Theresa is joining an elite group of regional visionary leaders who share a deep passion and unrelenting commitment to Northeast Ohio and the Ohio and Erie Canalway.
We are so excited to be honoring our great friend and community leader, Theresa Carter. Through her incredible work at the Synthomer Foundation, she has supported impactful programs such as the Fishing Derby, our canal cleanups, and the Akron Civic Commons Lock 3 and Summit Lake Park projects.
Our mission continues to be important as ever in 2023 to develop this trail as a community resource while promoting the natural, recreational, cultural, and historical resources throughout the Ohio and Erie Canalway National Heritage Area.
Jeff, you're absolutely correct. Now more than ever, our work is way more impactful as we continue to develop sections of the Ohio and Erie Canalway and the Towpath Trail. We're currently actively working with our partners in Tuscaloosa County to extend the Towpath Trail down through Dover and New Philadelphia with the goal of completing that by 2025. With our youth programs, one example of that is our Summit Lake Ambassadors program, which is employing youth in the Summit Lake neighborhood to help steward and take care of Summit Lake Park. They're working on projects like weeding, mulching, planting plants, and picking up litter. And in addition to providing really important summertime employment, it actually is developing pride in our Summit Lake neighborhood youth. This also builds upon our signature work that we're doing in Lock 3 Park as well as Summit Lake Park to really create accessible, equitable, and welcoming parks, trails, and open spaces for everyone. Because as you know, Jeff, this is a core value of our organization, and we are committed to working with our neighborhood residents to co-create, co-design, and co-steward outstanding parks, trails, and open spaces for everybody. And I know one of the major projects that you're really excited about is our Fishing Derby. It's really one of our most rewarding activities that we do.
As part of the Captain's Ball, we are continuing the tradition of having a Fishing Derby Fund in Need. The Fishing Derby is an educational hands-on event for Akron area school-age children grades 3 through 4 that teaches them a new hobby and the importance of environmental stewardship. Every year, we welcome students to an engaging evening of fishing, and each child is able to take home their fishing pole.
On behalf of the Ohio and Erie Canalway Coalition, we would like to thank our Canal Boat Captain's Ball supporters, committee members, sponsors, and everyone who makes this event possible. We could not do this event without you.
We hope you will join us for the virtual auction taking place May 11th through the 18th. Bid high, bid often, and please consider a donation to the Fishing Derby Fund in Need. Thank you, Theresa Carter, for serving as our honorary captain.
We salute you and thank you for your continued strong support and passion for the Ohio and Erie Canalway and Towpath Trail. Cheers.
Cheers.
Theresa and I were introduced about 13 years ago in what started off as a mentee-mentor relationship that has now blossomed into a beautiful friendship where I can go to her for personal and professional guidance, and I feel good when she comes to me with questions and I can give her feedback as well. What I admire most about Theresa is her grace and integrity. I admire that she shows up and supports our community. I admire that she is a champion for her mentees and puts them in spaces for them to shine. But overall, I admire that she lifts as she climbs.
Theresa's leadership style and impact in the community, I would say quietly effective. As you might guess from looking at me, I'm old, so I've known a lot of people in my day, and what I've found is that people who tell you how effective they are generally aren't, and the people who are very modest about their accomplishments are very effective, and I put Theresa in the latter category.
Theresa was one of the first people when I came to Akron to really embrace me. I've been here about 5 years. I came starting a new job at the University of Akron, and she was just instrumental in showing me around, inviting me, connecting with people. I became part of the Athena, Akron Athena, and she was part of that as well, and so we got to know each other in different contexts.
I think I admire most about her as a leader for the community is how accessible she is. Sometimes it's hard to reach people who have achieved a certain level in life, right? But she's always made herself available to not only me, but other people who need her. And at times she is rolling up her sleeves and asking, what do I need to do to help you? So I really admire her that she always has time for anybody who needs it.
3 words that I would use to describe Theresa would be empowering, inspirational, and respectful.
Well, the 3 words I would use to describe Theresa Carter is first, fast. Now, I mean that in the literal sense, in that I know she's very competitive and she walks on the trail and she walks very fast. Second, I would say is very energetic. Theresa has a lot of energy, both in her professional career, in her friendships, and most of all in the community. And lastly, graceful.
I would say inspiring, compassionate, and funny. And then I'll say funny because I don't think a lot of people realize how funny she actually is. But when you get her like on a one-on-one, she's so funny to be around.
3 words, only 3? I think that Theresa is very passionate about the things that are important to her. She's very compassionate. She's a wonderful leader. So I guess I'll pick those 3, but that doesn't really even begin to describe all the things that one could say about her.
Theresa is empowering and inspiring to me because one of my big to-do this year is to work on my health. And Theresa is an avid walker. She walks as much as she can. She always strives to get in her walk every day. And she takes the Towpath and miles. She goes miles. So to walk with her, it's encouraging. It's a stress reliever. It's a stress reliever for her as well.
So she always comes in on Saturdays after she's done this walk. And I never realized that that's where it is. She's like, well, yeah, I do my 5 miles. I'm like, I know you do them because she's always walking. But yeah, she always comes in after she's had her walk. And
The environment is very important to her. I think that's part of something that we have in common. We walk the Towpath together, and we've probably walked hundreds of miles in the last couple of years. We started during the pandemic and do our best to walk as frequently as we can. Minimum, typically 5 days a week, and we just really love the different stretches of the Towpath. We walked everywhere from probably Wilbeth Avenue on that end to almost a peninsula on the other end. Obviously not at once, but starting at different points. I think our favorite stretch is between Big Bend and North Street. We do that very frequently.
I think another attribute of the Towpath and the Canalway Coalition is that we have so many forces in our society now that are trying to divide us. And we've, of course, really experienced that lately in Akron. And the Towpath is something that brings us together. The Towpath runs through all of our communities, and all of us can use it. And we need things that bring us together, not things that pull us apart.
Yes, congratulations, Theresa, for being the honorary captain for this year's Captain's Ball. Very proud of you, and it's so well deserved.
So family to me is absolutely everything, right? Actually, I was born a Buckeye, born in Dayton, Ohio, but we moved to a little town in Demopolis, Alabama, where my parents are from when I was very young, like a baby. And so I had the opportunity to grow up around incredible grandparents and an amazing mother who, of course, I always say instilled in me those values that I carry with me to this day, and who introduced me to what it means to be committed to community. They were givers, they gave back. And so those are the kinds of things I've tried to instill in my own children. I have 2 amazing daughters now, Erin and Cecily, fantastic son-in-law, and I have an amazing grandson who's the absolute joy of my life. So those are the things we pass on and pass along, but yes, family is absolutely everything to me. So I moved back to Ohio right out of college from the University of Alabama, Roll Tide. And I moved to Akron. My sister was here. I had an aunt who lived in Copley, and she was an Akron public school teacher. So I used to come up in the summer a lot. So I was already exposed to this community. But I came back to pursue my career in broadcast journalism. But obviously, fate had something else different in mind for me, and I joined the General Tire and Rubber Company, and then it became GenCorp, and then OMNOVA, and now Synthomer. So I've been with the company for 37 years and having this awesome opportunity now to lead the foundation doing the fantastic work we're able to do in the community. So you know, for me, getting involved with the Ohio Erie Canal, I had already been out on the trails in the Towpath because I enjoy being outside, right? And so meeting Dan, and when Dan came to visit us as a foundation to ask for support, it was amazing to hear all of the different programs and services that the organization provides. And so one of the things was the fishing derby. And so we're all about children and educating and providing opportunities that are going to be lasting and unique for them. So it was something that resonated with me. I talked to the trustees about it, and we supported that. And then we became fast friends from that. Every year was something to do, to be involved and engaged, and then it was a new opportunity for me. So as I began to go on the trails and to walk and do some cycling, not much, just those fantastic opportunities with this incredible resource that we have in our community. I do a lot of walking in the metro parks, but then when I get on the towpath, so I couldn't even name them, but it's fun because you see families, you see people, folks are out taking pictures, nature is just absolutely beautiful. So there's not one specific place because they're all wonderful. So absolutely during the pandemic, the trails were a lifesaver. Once we realized it was okay to walk out, and we did go out sometimes with our mask on, and we thought this is pretty silly, but you did what you had to do, but just to get out into the air, into the trail, and people were out there doing it. So absolutely, it was something that I think not only myself, but those that we ran into on those trails were just thrilled that we had that opportunity to do that and that resource in our community to get us out of the house. What I often tell my mentees are, be your authentic self. Always work hard, be ever present, be prepared when you get to the table to make a difference, and always give back. It's so important. Don't look for handouts, but hand-ups, and then be willing to reach back for those folks that are coming behind you to make a difference. I think if I can share my journey, and maybe there are some things that they could avoid for themselves, because we've been there, done that, and have those experiences. And so that's one of my favorite things, and that's probably why I have so many mentees. But I'm proud to be a part of their lives, and we learn from each other. As a foundation, when we look at requests that come in, we look at the big picture, the value, who are we supporting, what does it mean to the community. Education is always our priority for giving, but we know that when we can touch lives and families and provide opportunities and experiences that advance the quality of life for them, that's important as well. So when you think about the fishing derby and what that means for those young people who may have not ever been able to hold a fishing pole, right, or to experience being on the canal, that's important. Even though our priority may be here, but there are things that you support because it's necessary and it makes a difference in the community. And again, adds to that quality of life for those citizens where we live. So very excited about the Captain's Ball. We know the fantastic work that the Ohio and Erie Canal does for this community. So we certainly want these resources to be around for many, many years to come. So we invite people to come out and support this event, to bid high, bid often. I know it's online already, I believe. And we're looking forward to a fantastic day of celebrating the great work that we do here in Akron through the Ohio and Erie Canal.
So with the fishing derby, it was something that I definitely knew that I wanted to join and participate in because I grew up fishing with my family. It's something that we've always done as a family, fishing around the Akron area, but also making our way up to Lake Erie almost every weekend. It's a quiet activity and one that promotes a lot of conversation between families. I love that I can promote that and share that with others. We donate to the auction every year. It is this year, May 11th through May 18th. And it's a virtual auction again this year. And the donations go to the event itself. We give a snack to the families, but then also since COVID hit, we've been giving away all the fishing rods. So every fishing rod that a child touches and uses that day, they get to take home with them. And they're able to use them all summer long and enjoy them all summer long, as well as they have a raffle and they give away bikes, and they're able to enjoy those as well all summer long. So it's definitely a fun event. There's some cost to it, so we appreciate the donations to the event so that we're able to give away those things.